I think. Okay, the initial velocity we're going to say is like 100. Cool. And I think we need to align. Yeah, there we go. So now it's starting to look like a little bit of an impact, I think, which is good. Okay, I think the initial velocity needs to be even more impactful, so if we just... Okay, cool. Now the velocity should be entirely random, so we could have like a few slow ones. Nice. We're not going to be spinning in any shape or form, and our acceleration is going to be like a -2, I think. Maybe even less than that. Let's say like a -5. Okay, so I think our spread is still maybe a bit too much. Maybe our sphere is a bit too much as well. So I think we want to feel like it's really sort of coming out behind the bullet, right? Yeah, so it's still like a bit random, but it is still coming out behind the bullet. Right? Okay. Dampening. We want a little bit of dampening. And that's going to be random. Sweet. Now the scale. Scale amount is going to be random. Okay. And this needs to be way smaller. And in fact, this randomness probably doesn't need to be that big either. Okay, cool. So that's kind of starting to feel impactful. The color, I think we ramped the color. So what we do want is, it's going to start out white to begin with, which is like the hottest color. And then it's going to go like sort of like a blue, I guess. And then as we cool down, we go from a yellow we say, to a red, and then let's have a look at the red, but bring the alpha right down so it sort of fades out at the end, right? Okay, I don't think that blue is doing us any favors, so let's just do it like that. Okay. And let's get rid of that color. Okay, so because the sprite itself is blue, I think fine. Maybe a little bit more dampening even. Look. And let's keep the randomness not too much on that. Alright. I think we need even more dampening. Okay, and let's bring this down as well. Alright. I just want to maybe bring the... Where is it? Lifetime randomness? There. Okay. I think that's maybe a bit too much. Alright, there we go. smack. Alright, what else can we do? Hue variation. I don't think that really makes a difference. And the animation. Yeah, not a big difference either. Okay, and in fact, I think our color. Maybe that needs to come up further like that. Alright. Sweet. And then it's now one shot. And cool. So what we're going to say is whenever we collide with something, we're going to one-shot that particle effect. Okay. So we now create a bullet script, and let's go into that and trigger our effect. So, what do we care about? Well, we care about the particle. So on ready var collision effect is equal to just $ collision effect, right? So now we're going to have a reference to it, and then when the node is ready, we're going to say collision. In fact, no, we're going to just say connect. So we're going to connect ourself, and we are a rigid body 2D, so let's have a look at the signals. Body entered. Body entered into contact with this one. So we've got to make sure we have a, so it's body entered. So we connect the body entered signal, right? And we apply it to ourself, and we say on body entered. And then what do we do? Well, we need to implement that function, so we can say on body entered, and that is going to get a body, but we don't care about it, so we put an underscore, and we're going to say collision effect dot, is it start work? Or do we just say it missing? Equals true, right? Okay, so that's going to set the effect off, I think, as soon as we bang into something. And then what do we want to do? Well, I think we just want to stop our physics. So what could we do here? Set axis velocity on the velocity in the given vector axis we set as the okay. So we could just set like a negative impulse, or we could just sleeping. We could set sleeping to true, right? So we would say set sleeping equals true. No, that's a method. Okay, so we say set sleeping is true. Here, whoops. Let's redoing this. That's not what I meant to do. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is going to get a I think it's like a connection, but we don't need it. So then what do we care about? So we set the sleeping to true. I think then we want to hide our sprite. Right. So looking at our scene in 2D mode, so we can hide our sprite. Or we could destroy the collision shape and the sprite and just leave the collision effect in place, right? Instead of setting sleeping, I think that makes more sense. Oh no, but we don't want to destroy the okay. So we just destroy the sprite. Okay, so on ready we want a new variable, and that's just going to be equal to sprite, and we're going to pull the sprite node, and we can say sprite dot q free. So q free is essentially free that out of memory, but don't do it immediately. Wait until you get a chance, right? And that stops some weirdness happening in Godot. So it's sort of like an asynchronous delete, if you want to think about it that way. Okay. So whenever this bullet hits something, we need one more thing to make sure this works, is we need to make sure we have a contact monitor on this, and we have said it can sleep. Okay, so we destroy the sprite, we sleep our physics simulation because we don't really need to worry about banging into anything else because the bullet's essentially dead. We set our collision effect to on to one-shot particle effect so it won't repeat. And then what we also want to do is we want to say connection is equal to connect, and our CPU particle 2D is going to have its own signal. So let's say CPU particle particles 2D. Not really what I want. What's it? CPU particles 2D. Okay. I thought I typed that. CPU particles 2D. Cool. So let's have a look at the signals that this gives off, and wow, that's a lot. Huh. No signals. I thought it did. Godot one shot particles signal.